Welcome to another episode of Daily Gym. It's been about 1.5 months since I started making these videos on a daily basis. And during that time, I've tried to observe and study different influencers, brands, corporations across different platforms to see what kind of content they create and how they try to create more value for the people that follow them, compared to corporations or brands that don't have such a large following or engagement online. And today I'd like to share 4 observations I've made thus far. Firstly, successful brands generally create content that falls into one of 3 categories: educational, entertainment, and inspirational. There are a few outliers like news media agencies that focus on giving people the latest up-to-date news, or brands that focus on persuading people to take a certain action. But I feel the latter one is more about copywriting rather than pure content creation. There are also posts that go viral because they focus so much on engaging people, but that's more about posts rather than having an entire brand built with post in, post out about engagement. So if you want to build something for the long term, it feels the easiest way to do it is to focus on either educating people, entertaining people, or inspiring people, or a combination of those. Which brings me to the next point: personal brands versus corporate brands. Generally, when you look at any social media platform, personal brands outperform corporate brands, not just in terms of followers, but also in terms of engagement. I feel that has to do with corporate brands focusing so much about pushing out content about themselves. For instance, they post content that is a link to their website, to their blog article. They posted a new article and they're redirecting traffic from Instagram or LinkedIn back to their website. Or secondly, they post a commercial that they've made for TV or YouTube that's not actually custom made for that particular platform. And again, that's meant to start the sales journey rather than actually creating content that the user would think is useful. And finally, a lot of them, they post about awards they won or prizes that they earned or being mentioned in a certain magazine, which is all about me, not about what the other person what is valuable for the other person. The awards, I also noticed that with personal brands, but generally they create some kind of engagement in terms of congratulating people, because there's a personal connection between the followers and the personal brand, which the corporate brand generally doesn't have, because it's almost like it's a soulless entity after all. Which brings me to the third point, is brands that are not doing so well generally focus on me, on what I want to post, or what kind of thing can I say about myself, rather than focusing about what is it that the person wants to consume on that particular medium. Even if I have content and I put it out on LinkedIn and Instagram, it's not going to generate the same kind of engagement on both platforms unless I customize the way I bring it, the way I present it, or the way I write about it. But all in all, it has to be something that I know will create value for the people that consume that content on that particular platform. Finally, probably the most important point is storytelling. What I've said so far is more about what kind of content, the focus of the content that does well and what doesn't really do well. But storytelling is more about how you bring that to the people that ultimately consume your content. It doesn't only apply to content creation, it also applies to copywriting or persuading people when you're pitching an idea or presenting an idea, or even public speaking. I feel if you're able to wrap it in a story, people engage with you much more. People are listening and much more to you, or reading much more the thing that you actually wrote. I think it has to do with story being partially entertaining, but also allowing people to observe from different points of view based on the number of characters you have in a story, and maybe even positioning themselves in your shoes or in the person's shoes that you write the story about. I hope you've taken some nuggets away from it. I'm definitely going to focus more on story writing in the next few weeks or months, trying to add that to my repertoire of skills and hopefully create better content for you guys who are watching this and reading this. That's all I have to say for today. I'll be back with another video tomorrow, and have a nice day, everyone.